So now that we've come up with all of our main idea blurbs, and we haven't read the last paragraph yet, because it's the conclusion. I'll point something out about the conclusion later. But we really want to work on our main ideas. The reason we find our main ideas first is we're going to use them to help us build our summary. This is called a summary framework, right here. This summary framework will work for literally any topic that anyone wants you to summarize. A movie that you just saw, a book you just read, the science lesson you just sat through, a history lesson, anything. How to change the faucet in your kitchen sink. All of those things, okay? If you have the main ideas, you can quickly summarize and tell that person exactly what they need to know. So, we're going to use those main idea blurbs that we just came up with to create our summary framework. What was our topic? The Great Depression. Write that in. What was our first main idea that we found out about in paragraph number 2? Sina.
Homelessness caused by the Great Depression.
Homelessness caused by, and I'm just going to abbreviate here, Great Depression. But if you said stock market causes homelessness, stock market crash causes homelessness, people lose homes and jobs, any of those main idea blurbs would work. This is where you get to kind of personalize it. But all of your main ideas should have something to do with homelessness, right? Because that's what that whole paragraph is about. People creating Hoovervilles and basically camping out anywhere they could find a place to live, creating places to live out of cardboard boxes and other throwaway items. Main idea 2 was what?
Global.
Dust disasters. Now, we mentioned yesterday specifically what kind of place did they destroy? Not just the Midwest, but Midwest what? Farms. Okay, dust disasters destroy Midwest farms. Because, why would we include farms? Because the whole article, it mentioned farms, farmers, agriculture, tractors. It was mainly about how the Dust Bowl affected farmers. So we need to make sure that we keep it to there. It doesn't mean that dust storms didn't happen in cities, but as we discussed yesterday, they were more likely in rural areas because there's not as much concrete, there's not as many buildings, there's not as many trees and grass and yards to hold the dirt in place. A yard, like the grass in front of your house. All right, main idea 3. What was main idea 3? This is the one you guys did on your own. So I'm going to go with, Keziah, what was yours again? Roosevelt's plan. I'm going to include the word job, because that's what it was really all about. Roosevelt's job plan to economic recovery. 6 words, but 2 is tiny. So like 5 words or less, that's a goal. It's not a hard and fast rule. If you gotta go 6, that's okay. If you gotta go 7, that's okay. But remember, we're not trying to be specific in our main ideas. We're not gonna include the Civilian Conservation Corps in our main idea. That's a supporting detail. All right, so from here, now, how do you turn it into a summary paragraph? What do you think we're going to do? Carmen?
Take the most important details from each passage and put them into.
Do I want the details or do I want the main ideas? I'm going to use the topic plus these 3 main ideas to create a summary paragraph. So if I just said the Great Depression, homelessness caused by a Great Depression, like that's going to sound pretty weird. We're going to have to include some other words. So, let's take it from a frame to a paragraph. And also, I'm just going to say this. I guarantee 100%, this is actually what the author started with. So, when we talk about writing, when we talk about projects, when we talk about creating a new item, you're always going to plan backwards. You want to know what you're coming up with and then go back and plan out the details. So an author actually starts with this summary framework. They want to plan out the topics they want to talk about in their writing, and then that's where they start fleshing it out. We think of summary as only an ending point. Really, this is probably where they started in an outline form, and then they wrote it, and now as readers, from the information we gather, we come to the same conclusion. If their passage fits their beginning plan, then they've accomplished what they set out to do. If our ending plan matches their beginning plan, they've accomplished what they set out to do. Okay? So if you're ever like, what's the point of this framework? It's also a great place to start your planning. Okay? All right. So let's make ourselves a quick summary paragraph. So, where are we getting this information? Yes, but where do we get our main ideas and even the topic? From what? The passage, right? What kind of a passage is it? Informational. And I hate the word passage, it just reminds me of the STAR test. So I'm going to use article. So this informational article